We'll also meet an island reggae band. The island is Newfoundland. The band is Pressure Drop. We'll drop in on them in St.
Well, a little island music for your lunchtime enjoyment, not from Jamaica, but from Newfoundland. The band is called Pressure Drop, and they're going to be by in a moment.
The station is being a hotbed of musical talent. One new act that has become a favorite is the band Pressure Drop. We'll meet two members of the band in a minute. First, though, here's a taste of their music.
And that was Pressure Drop's video Freedom. Two members of the band join me now from St. John's. Jim Fiddler is the drummer and Terry Stone plays the saxophone. Hi, guys. Well, that video says a lot about the band. I mean, it's the Caribbean island sound, but it's being played on the pebble beaches of Newfoundland with, you know, whales and whatever. Terry, how did the band get together? Was it the music that brought you together?
Well, we're all into different type of musics, different bands, and we sort of got together and got into the Bob Marley sort of thing, and like
so
playing the island music.
Were you into reggae before Pressure Drop?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, Jim, what about the themes of reggae music? Is that something else that you had in common?
Yeah, well, I guess listening to some of the songs, or most of the songs that people like Bob Marley and Jacob Miller and Peter Tosh and so on wrote, it's like conscious, it raises a certain consciousness, and the elements of, distant colonial powers and so on certainly rang true to us here on this island. Different colonial powers now, but it rings pretty true.
So, I mean, some people may think it's a little odd that reggae music comes from Newfoundland, but it isn't that odd at all, is it really?
Well, it's no more odd, I don't think, than four guys from Liverpool playing American-style rock and roll.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, Terry, what is it about reggae? I mean, this is a musical force that comes from a very small island in the Caribbean, and yet it seems to be universally. I mean, not only in Newfoundland, but all over the world. This style of music just seems to do something to people's souls.
I think it's the fun aspect. It's the beat. Just gets everybody feeling really good, and we feed off the energy from audience, and we like to give it back to them.
Well, they seem to be having a great deal of fun. Are you guys having fun?
We have a ball.
Yeah. I mean, what's it like when it all of a sudden starts to happen for you? I mean, most of you have been in bands before. You finally come together with Pressure Drop a couple of years ago, and the video's playing on the video music station in Canada. What does it feel like when all of a sudden that realization happens that, hey, this one's going a little bit farther than the others, Jim?
A bit gratifying, it's... Myself, I've been more or less playing music out of the cradle kind of thing, and I wouldn't have wanted it to happen any earlier than it did now, because I don't feel that I'd be ready for it. And so now I guess it just goes to show you, for anybody out there who's strumming away in their bedroom or whatever, if you feel it in your gut, it's there, and it's been there since the day you were born. Yeah. Keep it up.
So what feels different about this group and this sound?
Different about this group and this sound?
Yeah, than the other groups you've been in. I mean, you're saying that it feels...
We'll let him answer that one.
What's that?
I think it's just the collective effort. We have fun together. We like jamming together, and it's just really fun.
Do you ever wonder where this is taking you? Like how far you can go with this?
We'll take as far as we can go on it.
We're booked on the next shuttle, actually.
Right to the moon.
Yeah.
Some Newfoundland bands have had trouble though making that sort of crossing over to the mainland. I mean, there's
a lot of water there.
Well, exactly. But is it just the expense of traveling from Newfoundland, or is it the case of the mindset of the mainland that there's more that you have to overcome than, let's say, a band that comes from Halifax or from Montreal?
There's some funny accents up there, but y'all talk's right strange.
Well, it's the expense, but Newfoundland has its own sort of culture, and we have our own built-in support systems here, and each band supports each other, and the crowds here are really good. And but we'd like to move on, and we don't want to forget our roots, but we're excited about what's happening, and there's a hell of a lot of work left to do.
You can't pack culture in a suitcase.
No. Well, you guys had a good time at the East Coast Music Awards, I hear, and there were a lot of record executives in there from Toronto. I'm wondering how was their response to you?
Oh, it was great. Everything we've heard back has been very, very positive, and we never went up there like looking for a record deal or anything like that. We firmly believe in taking every step, and we don't want to miss any of the steps along the way and end up 10 steps ahead of ourselves, because there's a lot of absorption that goes on in the process. We don't want to miss any of that, you know?
Yeah. Did you find that Atlantic Canada is starting to warm to the alternative music scene? I mean, for instance, at the East Coast Music Awards, Sloan, a band from Halifax, was shut out from, I think they had, 7 nominations. Do you think there's still some way to go before, the establishment, the music establishment in Atlantic Canada wakes up and says, hey, there's some real good alternative bands out there?
I think, there's a lot of really good bands, and one thing of the East Coast Music Awards, all the varied types of music was excellent. So, different bands won different awards, and it was all different styles of music. Not one type of music walked away with anything. So.
And by the way, Newfoundland cleaned up.
Yeah. As they always do.
And I was really proud. Next year.
I was really proud because every Newfoundland band had an excellent showcase, so it made us feel good.
Yeah.
So how long before you guys perform at Jamaica's Sunsplash? Any dreams of that?
Hopefully in not too distant future.
Yeah.
We hooked up with Keith from SoundCan up in Toronto.
Yeah.
And they're going to present us at the Bamboo on March 18th.
Well, that's when the Junos are happening in Toronto, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, that'll be a good showcase.
Yeah.
But, I mean, is going to Jamaica to play reggae a dream, or is it actually something you think you're going to be doing in the next
Might be like a playing holiday.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be great? Well, listen, thanks, guys.
Okay, thanks a lot. And we're going to do something Pressure Drop Unplugged here now in a minute.
All right, okay. Just jam us out to commercial, okay?
Great. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Woo. Hit it.
From the first Cherokee that